Do you want to start this thing with me?
Let's do it.
Let's all have a serious face. Okay, here we go. Click. Today we are going to welcome Dr. Shelley Hart, National Certified School Psychologist and Professor and Incoming Chair at the Department of Child Development at California State University, Chico campus. Welcome, Dr. Shelley.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
I read that Chico State is actively integrating artificial intelligence across a bunch of its programs. How do you see, as a professor there, the university embracing AI?
This is a great question, and this could be, like a 20-minute conversation. I think that it has been, this has been a conversation point for like multiple years, but they recently came out and said that we're just actually embracing it. So we have ChatGPT that's available to us through a license that's just available to Chico State. And so there is, I think, much more of an intentional, use of that and an attempt to integrate it in, because I think the recognition that the goal of the CSU is that we're creating individuals who are going to run into the workforce and have these applied skills and ethical abilities. And so, it's part of our reality. I was just at a forum last week and they were talking about how, it's just funny when people are like, I can't use it. And you're like, but you just said, hey, Siri, like 5 times. Like, we're using it. It's part of our life. And so how we can use it well and intentionally and in a way that supplements kind of the creative thought and the building on the skills that students need as they're, getting prepared to enter the workforce as a professional.
So, side note, when you say you've fully embraced it, like on the school, do they have access to it everywhere?
It literally just came out, I think, last week. I think it was like April 15th or something, that we have, everyone has a license. So students and faculty have access to an education level of ChatGPTs.
From the outside, I'm speaking only from my perspective, it would seem like there would be a lot of challenges that came with that. Managing cheating and using it nefariously for school. Are you running into those kind of problems with it?
I haven't personally, but there's definitely people in our department that have. And I think, the students are, I'll just say for our department, they haven't gotten to that level of sophistication where they can really convince us. Like, it's pretty clear when they're trying to use it, like words that maybe don't go together, or it's really not addressing the prompt. So there's definitely been, there's been a lot of conversation. There's been, it's been really encouraged that we have statements in our syllabi about what level of integration that is acceptable. If you can use it for editing, but you can't use it for creation. So that's definitely that's been a thing for a bit of time. And so yeah, it's clearly an issue. I think there are some majors that probably are seeing it more, and it's more of an issue than it is for us. But when I've seen it, it's been really straightforward and poorly handled.
Well, that brings up an interesting question. Like, I was always curious, when are we going back to showing up with a piece of paper and a pencil and like writing an essay out?
Yeah. And there's for sure that's a conversation that some people are having, right? Here's my blue book.
Curious, like, are we gonna yeah, right. Are we gonna go back old school and like, I give an oral essay response to something?
Yeah. I think that, so again, my personal opinion, I think that there are some individuals, and I think, again, some majors, some content that might be more relevant what's the purpose of the assessment? And if the purpose of the assessment is truly to get at like content knowledge, understanding, et cetera, and you have, I don't know, like my class limit is 47 because there is 47 desks in my room. So it's not pedagogically driven. It's entirely logistically driven. And that's just a budgetary thing, right? That's not going to change. So if I have to sit down with, 47 blue books and I'm reading through trying to decipher handwriting, like, I don't know who's like going to try, like, I feel like they're going to try to find a different way to address the challenge.
Right. And that's a good point. They're going to always try to find a different way, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Speaking for myself, I'm not sitting down and reading 47 blue book answers on things. There's not, I hope you have 47 TAs.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so nice. I don't have it today ever.
Are you using like a anti-AI software?
Yeah, I mean, we used to use Turnitin, just the regular Turnitin version. And I think that kind of, for us, I think because they knew they were moving toward, ChatGPT, I think they've been trying out different AI detection software. I'm not sure that they've landed on anything particularly at this point, but I know that's an ongoing conversation, is how can we do that? And I know, again, there are different programs that are taking it more seriously. Like there's certain majors that are like, we have to figure this out, because cheating in that way it might be prevalent, and it might be like, you can't go out into the world and actually do this job if you're kind of faking your way through it. Right, if you're doing it at that level, I think there are multiple ways that you can integrate, even just like ChatGPT, that are like actually effective, that can help students scaffold and organize their thinking without actually doing the work for them. So I think there are ways that we can do that. To talking about the detection software, I know there was just an all-day AI forum. One of the presenters was talking about like putting I think it was either the Declaration of Independence or the something. It was one of the like documents written by the founding fathers, and they put it in and it came back as like 75%, like it was 75% chance or whatever, however the wording is, that it was like AI driven or AI rating. It was like, oh, all right, well, so maybe they're not all that like reliable quite yet. We haven't quite gotten there.
One of the questions I did have for you specifically, because you have an interesting tie with the psychology portion of this, is if you have noticed students or faculty for that matter, is there any psychological effects that you've noticed from it? Separation from their peers, or I'm trying to think of what else could fit into that, like not learning the topics. I hear you saying that, different things are like a skill atrophy, guilt, anything like that you've noticed from the psychology side of things.
Yeah, and I think that's a really interesting question that can go in like 47 different like avenues, right? I think that it's probably a larger than AI conversation. It's really about a dependence on screens and watching. I don't know. There's something about this kind of post-COVID higher ed era that we're seeing, obviously in our department, that we're having conversations across our university, but that also, nationally, when I go to conferences and things, we're all having that same conversation, which is like, students are really struggling to persevere. They're struggling to maintain attention. They're struggling to organize their thoughts independently. They're struggling to engage in kind of the tasks that they need to, again, independently. Like I have students that are coming to me to like really have me hold their hand through writing the assignment. So it's like they need this constant feedback. And that's,
but you don't solely associate that with the AI platform.
I don't think that's it. No. And especially because, again, I think our students, sometimes I wish that some of our students would use it, right? Because it would be easy. It would be a lot easier to grade. It would be maybe a little bit more coherent and, organized a little bit better. So, I think, again, there are benefits to using it to help you kind of build your own writing skills. I mean, especially if we're thinking about like the AI that's going to do their assignment versus like the Facebook ding or whatever, I don't know, whatever it is that they even are on, Snapchat or something, Instagram, I don't know, that it's like that constant like need for like the quick scroll, like that desk scroll through, and that really like that, the things that that's doing to the brain with like dopamine and all of the, you know, these different like neurotransmitters and what that's, you know, how that's really training the brain to need that constant fix. So in that way, you know, maybe there's some AI included if we're like giving a really broad definition of what AI is, but at the same time, like it's not necessarily, I'm not seeing that as a result of like them using AI to do their homework for them.
Got it.
I don't think that that's not, I haven't personally seen that as an issue quite yet.
Okay. And then final question I have for you today, because we're keeping it short and sweet, is, do you as a professor see a need or have a desire for any type of AI assistance in the future, either at the university for campus policy, whatever, in your classrooms that you don't have now?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yeah, I don't know that I have capitalized on the things that I have available to me. So I would say, you know, I think I've, you know, helping to do some of the grading would be great. But I know that some people are already using that to do that. So, yeah, I think that the challenge with the work that all of us do is that mundane stuff. And so it'd be great to like take some of the noise out and really just focus on the big picture kinds of things. And I don't know what that looks like or how that's even possible. But, you know, I think the constant, like the number of meetings that you have to go to and the constant emails that you have to respond to and these kind of being pulled in these different directions. But I know that even like for, you know, through research and publication that people are, you know, certain journals are asking for AI statements. So if you've used AI to, you know, edit or help create any of the content in there, you know, you're putting that kind of disclaimer in there. So I think at that level, it's being used.
Well, thank you, Dr. Shelley Hart, for joining us today. Again, professor of, I'm going to say it right. Thank you, at Pico State in California. And I'm hoping to have you back for one of our sipping conversations in the future.
Oh, that sounds much more enjoyable.
Thank you, Dr. Shelley. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.